G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, we are doing the Rec Room update for November 2023. This is the Lizard Room guys, and next week we'll cover off the Snake Room. Now before we get into it guys, I just want to ask you guys, do you prefer seeing the two rooms as their own separate videos? Or would you guys prefer seeing them back together as one major video, where it could be anywhere between 30 minutes to 35 minutes long? So please let me know guys down in the comments. Other than that, let's jump into it. Now, even though this is the lizard room, we're starting off with a little snake. So in here, we've got Valentino. Now, Valentino here is a little baby children's python, doing excellent, smashing food, growing at a good rate, and seeming enjoying life. He's housed in a 50-centimeter enclosure, so just a bit under 2 feet. In his enclosure, we've got his backing, so his hide, fake rock they can get under, so his substrate, which is cocoa peat or cocoa core, whatever you want to call it. He's got his branches in there, and we did give him a decent sized water bowl now instead of his glass one. And where he's sitting, he does have a heat pad underneath his enclosure. Other than that, Valentino is doing just fine. Let's just turn that off. There we go, that way. Up here has been some slight changes, so I will get a proper light for Valentino on a later date. We will go to this new enclosure here. Now in here, we've got my pair of spine-tailed geckos, Charcoal and Luna. They've been upgraded to, I think it's a 45 by 30 by 35, something like that. Luna is very brave, I wouldn't say brave, but confident she'll come out and sit on a branch throughout the day. And these guys, after recording of this video, it's only been a couple of days since I put them in here, but they've been exploring, hunting, and doing things just as normal. But we keep a close eye on them just to make sure they are fine. But from what I've seen, they seem to be just happy. Charcoal is there. Hang on, I'll just trying to balance the camera on one hand. You can just see his little feet and tail there. So I won't disturb him too much longer. Just will be careful putting this back down. Okay, we should be alright. He'll move. So in the enclosure, guys, we've got sandstone substrate, 3 hides. So where Charcoal is now, that's where the heat pad is underneath, obviously. So that's the warm hide, termite hide that they have yet to play with. Haven't seen them on it yet. This box that Luna has already checked out. By the way, before I did put these guys in the enclosure, Luna did lay a clutch of eggs. So fingers crossed in about early December is probably when they're going to hatch. We'll get some baby Charcoal and Lunas. A whole heap of branches in here for them as they prefer to climb up on those. They're backing, water bowl, fake plant. And do share a light strip with Sui, who is up next. But both of these guys are doing well. The species, I don't know if I mentioned it, it's the eastern spine-tailed geckos. Across now to Sui, who is in a 50 centimeter, so basically identical, or pretty much the same model enclosure as Valentino. Her enclosure, guys, we've got 3 hides, well, technically 2, and then a bit of bark. Woodroll, fake plant, her backing. She's got a heat pad as well. Now, I did see her out a little earlier. Now, there's her tail. For a sandstone skink, she's actually a very stunning specimen, I should say, or individual. There she is. Now, most of the time when I've seen sandstone, it's more this yellow with browns and blacks, but she's a nice purple striped one, so she's doing fantastic. May need to put her on a diet, as she's quite a healthy little lizard. I'm saying that, she often comes up during the night time, not really out during the day. Other than that, there's nothing too crazy to report for Sui. And in a moment, she'll go back into her sand. Now, some of you might say I need to put more sand in here for her. Now, I did that before, and a slight crack along here. So I had to take some of it out, and hopefully I don't have this enclosure breaking. So she's happy with about 2 or 3 inches of sand anyway. She doesn't need much. So in a moment, she'll probably just burrow back into the sand or go into a hide. No, she'll go in there this time around. Above her, we've got Crystal, who's housed in a 90 centimeter enclosure. She is by a female pygmy bearded dragon or black sword dragon. They do have a couple of different names for the species. In her enclosure, guys, we've got a very fine grained sand as a substrate, so it won't cause any impaction. We've got her silicon rock, a couple ornaments in here. We do have a hide I do offer her. Sometimes she does sleep in it. The backing, Now I put her food in a food bowl, not on the sand as some people do. I've seen on the internet. So yeah, got a water dish. Now for the heating and UV, so I got your Get Your Pet Right infrared projectors and then the LED UV light bars. I might do a video on these sooner or later because I do highly recommend them, but I'd rather go into more detail on why in a separate video. But that's little Crystal, she's doing fine. Across the way, we do have a very naughty boy in the name of Dusty. Dusty here is my black-headed monitor. Well, the scientific name, as I can say it, is Varanus tristis. Hey, buddy. He's not doing too bad. Still got to work on his handling. He can be a bit nippy. And since these guys do have venom, my hand does swell up because of the venom, but because there's nothing threatening towards me. Now, once a week, I like to get at least one pinky into him just to make sure he keeps a good weight. Otherwise, I do chuck superworms and crickets in here as well, and they disappear. So it's a good sign that he is eating, and plus there is fecal matter sometimes scattered through the enclosure. So I do a clean. So it's evidence of him eating. What is that? I hate that sound, so I might get the vacuum cleaner next time and suck up the sand out of there. Dusty is housed in a 140 centimeter enclosure. In his enclosure, we've got two hides, one on the warm side, one on the cool side. Got his branches as more of a tree species than a rock species. He's got fake plants in there, heat and UV, a backing, food bowl and water bowl, and sands as substrate. So that's good old Dusty. Now to another 140 centimeter enclosure, but in this one, we've got the diva of the reptile room. Excuse me. Here's Akko. So Akko, he's our female eastern water dragon. She's been a bit of a funny girl lately. I did go on a bit of a holiday recently. So when I came back, she was majorly upset with me because I wasn't home. And when I got home, she was very seeking my attention, always wanting cuddles and pats. But for some reason today, she's in a foul mood. So, bugger you. I was giving you some affection, but you didn't want it. So in her enclosure, guys, we've got the cocoa fiber as a substrate. Got a hammock, branches, backing. There's a hide there, a couple pieces of wood and rocks in here to sit on as well. We've got a food bowl, water bowl, fake plant. I might add another branch in here on a later date. However, she doesn't really use her branches. She's more or less just happy to sit in the corner and watch TV, and as well as her heat and UV. That is Akko, or the Diva, whatever name you like to call her. Go for it, guys. Below her, we've got my pair of shinglebacks. So the one on the left-hand side is Anastasia, and the one by the water bowl is Monty. Now, Anastasia was having some... I think she had RI for a little bit there, so I did give her a bit of medication just to make sure it will clear up. Since then, no signs of that coming back. She had a bit of a cough, so I thought give her something to kind of help her with that, and since then she's been fine. She's gaining the weight again. She lost a little bit there, but she's out back fine, and she took a pinky mouse off me this morning, obviously frozen forward, and she took it no hesitation, so her appetite's back, which is a good sign. And Monty there, he's just I'll be honest, a lazy pine cone. So he doesn't really tend to do much. Anastasia often walks around the enclosure and tries to break out, but Monty there, no, that's that. He might go from corner to the hide to there. So he does move slightly, but not much. Well, first thing in the morning, he'll run over to the food bowl with Anastasia and they'll start eating. Anyway, I'm just going on a bit of ramble here. They house in a 127 enclosure. In the enclosure, they've got two hides, a couple of ramps in there so they can get on top of this hide here. Got the heat and UV in there. Now, with this enclosure, it has a ceramic in there. I just wanted something a bit more powerful when it came to heating, so I just got to ceramic, even though I don't trust them as much. So, yeah. And look at the food bowl and water bowl in there too, and the substrate. But overall, both of them doing just fine. Across the way, guys, we've got now basically my skink wall where I've got most of my skinks housed. So in this 2-foot enclosure here, we've got Pedro, who is my male pink-tongued skink. I saw him here earlier. Yep, there he is. Oh, don't you bite me. Come on. I'll just fix his hide up. But anyway, Pedro here, ever since putting him in the 2-foot enclosure, has done much, much better. That's why I had him originally in, but upgrading to a 120 centimeter enclosure, didn't do well on that. Put him down to a 90, hoping, it was a like even ground where he got this space, but nah. He prefers being in a smaller enclosure, and since putting him back in a small enclosure, he's done much better. He's been eating more often, he's more active, so can't complain. So in his enclosure, guys, he's got 2 hides, one there, one on the other side, underneath his heat. We've got his backing, which I incorporated a cave into, so he likes sleeping up there or hanging up there sometimes. Substrate, food bowl, water bowl, branch, and fake plants. And that's a normal light up here to display in his enclosure. So nothing too crazy, just a basic little setup for him, which he prefers. Close that back up. Now, the last 4 animals of the reptile room, we've got blue tongue. So we've got 3 eastern blue tongue skinks and a blotched blue tongue. We get to the blotched blue tongue last, but let's cover off the easterns. So Bluey, Bo, and Billy are all housed in 120 centimeter enclosures. Within all the enclosures, they've got a hide, ramps to get on top of their hides, a rock, substrates of coconut fiber. They've got backing, some kind of heating element, and as well UVB, food bowl, and water bowl. So here's Bo. So he's out for a change, doing quite well. He's a very laid back blue tongue. He doesn't mind watching the world go by. Doesn't matter. He doesn't really mind getting picked up and getting little scratches. Loves his food. So yeah, he's doing just fine. Across the way, we've got his brother. Oh, before I do, that's Bo's cage there. So a bit of a angle there. And then Bluey, as you can see, his setup is pretty much identical to Bo's. He is the man himself. So he just shed his skin not too long ago. So he's looking quite fabulous. He's very inquisitive and very mischievous, blue tongue. If he's in food mode, he might try to bite the little fingers, but he's pretty well behaved most of the time. He will just come out more often than the rest of them. And if I got treats, he's the first one out of his hide and wanting to get to the treat. But yeah, he's just hanging out here today, minding his own business. Then the last eastern blue tongue, we've got Billy, who was out earlier. So this is her cage here. The only thing different is she's got a heat pad instead of a heat element. Ow, just hit my hand on the door, why don't I? Hope she doesn't bite me. So she did get a bigger hide. I don't know if she got it last month or this month. Come here, Billy. Oh, you're a big girl. So Billy here was basically a rescue from work. A guy brought her in with her litter, and she was a runt. She had half of the tail missing, pretty much just skin and bone, really. So I took her in, as I don't think work was thinking she would survive. So she came home with me. And ever since, she's been given a lot of love. She's huge. When she was basically, when I got her, she was the size of her head. So, and she's starting to regrow her tail here. She's a bit sensitive when it comes to her tail, but that's okay. She's quite shy. She'll come out and hang around, but as soon as you scare her, bolt straight back in the hide. So, Billy's not a bad blue tongue. She just needs a bit more encouragement. Speaking of another animal that needs a bit more encouragement, it's Blaine. So Blaine, Bluey, and Billy all shed their skin roughly the same time as each other. What have you been doing? You've got a bit of substrate in your eye and your face there, Blaine. So Blaine here is my lowland blotched blue tongue. She's doing excellent. She was a runt of her litter as well, so she probably won't grow much bigger than this. But she's fine, gaining more confidence. Bit of a character. She's housed in a 90 centimeter enclosure. As she's a smaller girl, she doesn't need that much space compared to the other 3. But in the enclosure, we've got 2 hides in here, as she's the most shyest of the bunch. A substrate, ramp. She's got a backing, food bowl, water bowl, and she's got a heating UV up here. So that's Blaine and the rest of the reptile room, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week for the snake room. See you then, guys.